Hashtag context Azure App Service Networking allows applications to securely connect to private resources, enforce access restrictions, and manage data flow to and from external endpoints. This capability extends beyond simple HTTP traffic, integrating the service with virtual networks, VNets, and other Azure resources. Hashtag key points. By default, app service apps are accessible from public endpoints. Networking features allow traffic restriction to select IP ranges. Integration with Azure Virtual Networks enables secure communication with internal services. App Service Networking supports multiple scenarios, including hybrid connections, private endpoints, and service endpoints. Understanding each of these features helps ensure a comprehensive, secure environment. Hashtag basic integration VNet integration provides a direct channel between an app service and Azure services or on-premises resources. This arrangement is often used for accessing databases, storage accounts, and other internal endpoints. Hashtag steps 1. Navigate to the app service in the Azure portal. 2. Select Networking and choose VNet integration. 3. Specify an existing VNet or create a new one. 4. Enable regional or global VNet integration based on requirements. This approach requires the app service plan to run in a supported pricing tier. It allows apps to securely consume services configured to be accessible only within a VNet. Hashtag concept private endpoints provide a secure link for traffic between an app service and Azure resources by assigning a private IP in the connected VNet. This eliminates the need to expose these resources publicly. Hashtag setup steps. Enable private link for your app service. Create the private endpoint in the target VNet. Use Azure DNS or custom DNS to resolve private addresses. Private endpoints route traffic through Microsoft's backbone network, ensuring that data remains within trusted boundaries. The configuration allows consistent performance and reduces exposure to threats associated with publicly open endpoints. Hashtag IP restrictions. You can limit inbound traffic to an app service by defining IP address rules. This feature blocks or allows specific IP ranges, increasing the overall security posture. Hashtag Azure Portal Steps 1. Choose Networking under your app service settings. 2. Go to Access Restriction and add allowed IP ranges. 3. Confirm changes and verify that resources from disallowed IPs cannot connect. Hashtag Additional Observations. Combine IP restrictions with VNet integration for refined security. Evaluate the potential overhead of manual updates when IP addresses frequently change. This policy-based control prevents unauthorized access and ensures compliance with organizational standards. Hashtag definition. Hybrid connections allow an app service to connect to on-premises data sources through a secure outbound socket. This solution is helpful in scenarios requiring minimal intrusion into corporate networks. Hashtag key steps 1. Install the Hybrid Connection Manager on the on-premises system. 2. Configure endpoint details and authentication within the Azure portal. 3. Ensure that the connection is encrypted and monitors are in place. Hashtag advantages. Simplified configuration with no inbound ports required. Seamless communication to restricted corporate networks. This approach can be a strategic alternative when direct VNet connectivity is not feasible or permitted. Hashtag purpose service endpoints extend a virtual network's private address space to specific Azure services, such as Azure Storage or SQL Database. When coupled with an app service, they enable secure connections to these services. Hashtag configuration. Enable service endpoints on the selected subnet. Configure the subnet's resource firewall with the desired service. Confirm the IP restrictions for app service access. Hashtag benefits. Eliminates the need for public IP-based traffic flows. Simplifies management of permissions through VNets. This feature addresses patterns where direct traffic from app services to other Azure platform services must remain restricted to private channels. Hashtag guidelines. Place network security groups, NSGs, on the subnets linked to your app service. Enforce strict IP or TCP restrictions with minimal open ports. Use custom DNS zones to manage name resolution when employing private endpoints. Employ SSL/TLS for encrypted data in transit. Hashtag table. Networking features feature use case. VNet integration access on-premises or private Azure services, private endpoint assigned private IP to resources for limited exposure access restriction. Define IP-based access rules. Following these guidelines ensures a robust defense against unauthorized access. Hashtag observations. Azure offers monitoring capabilities for networking and connection-related issues within an app service. Azure Monitor, Application Insights, and Network Watcher provide telemetry and alerting for critical events. Hashtag practical steps. Enable application insights to collect request and dependency logs. Use Network Watcher's Connection Monitor for end-to-end traffic visibility. Configure alerts for anomalies in inbound and outbound network flows. Integrating monitoring with logging fosters quick detection and resolution of network congestion or misconfiguration. Diagnostics enable administrators to maintain best practices, meet service-level agreements, and proactively adjust to evolving business requirements. Hashtag patterns 1. App service with VNet integration for restricted resource access. 2. Private endpoint with Azure Front Door. Enhanced security and global distribution. 3. Hybrid connections for legacy resources. Ensures minimal re-architecture. Hashtag example bicep snippet bicep resource app Microsoft web/sites at 2021-02-01 equals name my app service location resource group location properties site config VNet route all enabled. Truth, this example highlights how to enable deeper network routing with a bicep template. These approaches help align application deployments with enterprise-grade requirements for visibility, compliance, and security. Hashtag ARM and bicep. A consistent approach to networking configuration can be automated using Resource Manager templates or bicep files. By integrating private endpoints or VNet settings in the templates, teams can ensure repeatability and compliance. Hashtag process. Declare networking properties, access restrictions, subnets, or endpoints in the template. Deploy changes through Azure CLI or Azure PowerShell. Validate the environment by checking connection statuses. This method is aligned with infrastructure as code principles. Organizations can standardize deployments, minimize human error, and maintain a consistent security posture across various environments, from development to production.